Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Brenda Onyango Kitui. I am a counseling psychologist and a hospitality lecturer. And today I am so excited. We have a special guest. And we are going to be discussing a very interesting topic. And I am just so excited to be here and to be doing this. So I'll allow my special guest to introduce herself. After she has introduced herself, I will let you know what the topic is, then we'll start the conversation. So, my very special guest, Karibu, please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Brenda. My name is Barbara Kagai. I'm a counseling psychologist, and I'm a firm believer of sharing relevant knowledge with other people.
Okay, thank you so much, Barbara. So today's topic, we are talking about self-awareness, all right? We're going to learn a lot about self-awareness. We are going to come across very interesting information courtesy of Barbara. So Barbara, let me just ask you in general, what would you describe self-awareness as?
Okay, Brenda. In general, self-awareness is basically just self-knowledge, knowledge of yourself. Just imagine you're describing yourself to someone who doesn't know you without necessarily including external factors as friends or family. Just you talking about who you are, how you feel, how you behave, what your strengths are, your weaknesses, what makes you happy, what makes you angry, and so on and so forth.
Okay, so just about yourself, who you are, away from everything else that's around you.
Like you focus solely on yourself.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So if you know about yourself, if you are self-aware, how does that help you like in your normal life? Yeah.
Actually, knowing yourself in general is very helpful. Because you get to know what you like, first of all. You get to know who you are, what you stand for, and it helps you in so many ways. Actually, in life, I'd recommend everyone to be self-aware, and it's not like self-awareness is something that you say now, I am fully self-aware of myself. It's a process. It's dynamic. You start, like, for example, a baby. A baby is born. They discover, oh, I have hands, so they keep on looking at their hands. Oh my gosh, I can cry. I can make funny sounds. Like it's all about developing from one stage to another.
Okay, so it's something we can never say, now I'm 100% aware of myself and I know everything about myself.
No, it's a process. It's a process. Okay. For example, Brenda, you see, like in the 1950s, there are two guys by the names Joe and Harry. They came up with the Joe-Harry window from their names, Joe and Harry. So around in the 1950s. So they talked about a Johari window having four panes or four arenas or four regions of knowing yourself. They came up with the open self, which basically is information about you that both you and other people know. For example, here, Brenda, now it's public knowledge that people know I am Barbara Kagai, and I myself, I know that I am Barbara Kagai. Okay. It's open self. Then they came with the concept of blind self. Now, information about you that you don't know, but others know. For example, I can say, Brenda, for me, I am a good listener, but you're like, are you really a good listener? From my lenses, I don't see you as a good listener because of 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then they came about with hidden self. Hidden self is basically information that you know, but others don't know. Your secrets, the things that you don't want people to know. Okay. For example, I can be with you and I feel like, hey, now this conversation is too much. I need to go. But I'm not showing you that I need to go. That's internal. I know, but you don't know. Then there is the unknown self. Information about you that neither you nor others know. And here you will discover it. That's why I keep on saying self-awareness is a process. Because there are things about you that you don't know. You'll come to know in future as time goes on. Like, for example, you can discover yourself through, let's say, I invite you for a concert. Then you're like, oh, I didn't know I love jazz music. I've just made you discover something about yourself. Or, for example, you go for counseling, the way people come to you for counseling, and you uncover issues together, like, okay, this is what I like. I didn't know I enjoy listening or I enjoy talking, and so on and so forth.
Okay, so it's a continuous discovery.
Yes.
How can someone acquire self-awareness?
There's so many ways on how to be self-aware. It's not cast on stones. But to me, I can just tell someone, first of all, just create space and time on a daily basis without any distractions, no mobile phones. It's your time, me time, where you just sit down, you reflect, you think about, okay, the day has ended. What have I done? What did I enjoy? What did I hate most? How was my day? Was it successful? If yes, then what made it successful? If no, what could I have done better? How to improve myself? You see. So you just make sure on a daily basis, you have your you time. Without phones, not the time that you're on Facebook, Instagram, and those things. No, that's not your you time. When you just you and you alone. Yeah, free from digital distractions and other people. You can do, you see, on your other video, you talked about journaling. Yeah. Which is very important. Where you just reflect on your experiences by writing about them. Every day, like you just have a book and a pen where you say, okay, those things of Dear Diary, today I did 1, 2, 3. I felt, you focus on your feelings. I think people should go back to your video. You explained it perfectly. Okay. About how to journal and how important journaling is. So it's one of the ways that can help you to be self-aware. Another way you can do is practicing mindfulness. And what mindfulness is, it's basically being aware and accepting the situation. Like you just observe and accept rather than judging and avoiding. Yeah. Okay. When you're answering the other question, you mentioned something about counseling and how when you're in counseling, you discover yourself. Can you tell us more about counseling and self-awareness? Okay, you know, in our society today, people take counseling to be more of, you have a problem for you to go to counseling. But it's not a must that you have a problem for you to go to counseling. You can go for counseling because you're too happy and you don't know how to control yourself. You're overexcited. You can go for counseling for decision making. You don't know what to do. You want someone to walk with you through your journey and decide on an important decision in life. So for counseling, you go there to discover. It's like the hidden things that even you don't know. What I talked about in the Johari window. Yeah, the unknown self. The information about you that you don't know, others don't know about you. You get to discover. You get to know, Allah. So this is what I like, or this is what has been happening to me and I don't know. All right. So counseling can also help you gain some self-awareness. Yeah, very helpful. Okay, I'm so glad you've mentioned that. And let me just use this analogy, although some people might find it offensive.
But I was watching a reality series, and somebody said there she takes counseling as taking care of her car. You know, you don't wait for your car to break down for you to have an emergency to take it to the mechanic to look at it. Yeah, you take your car for servicing every now and then.
True.
So she was saying that is how she views therapy. She views therapy as a process she goes to just check on herself, to see what's going on with her. And of course, when you're talking to the counselor and you're having your sessions, you discover more about yourself. Yeah.
I totally agree.
So since we both agree that self-awareness is good and we need to do it and everyone needs to do it, is there any connection between self-awareness and mental illness? Because in this channel I do a lot of videos on mental illnesses, just to educate people and to empower people with knowledge about mental illness. Is there any connection between mental illness and self-awareness?
Yeah, there is.
Mm-hmm.
You see, for mental illness, I can just speak about mental health in general, then we go down to the specific mental illness.
All right.
You see, for mental health, you can be either healthy or unhealthy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when we bring in self-awareness, if you're self-aware, it's like you're shining a light on the parts of the inside of you that go unnoticed most of the times. So when you're self-aware, you get to change the things that you're supposed to change in your life, the things that you didn't know were disturbing you and they're disturbing you. Therefore, your mental health becomes healthy. On the flip side, you can be overly self-aware. Like, you see, have you ever felt like, let's say you're supposed to present something, you think about, okay, what will I wear? Is it good? How will the people perceive it? Okay, what will people say? Will I be eloquent enough? You keep on thinking on those lines until you become overly self-aware, you become nervous, and sometimes even anxious. And that can bring, like, anxiety is a disorder, right?
Yeah.
So that way you're making yourself mentally unhealthy. So when you ask if there's a connection, yes, there is. There is a positive connection and there's a negative connection to it. We can even have another example. Let me use myself.
Okay.
For example, let's say I'm an alcoholic and I am aware that alcohol is my problem.
Yeah.
And I know very well, I used to drink with Brenda. Just an example. So if I'm aware that I am struggling with alcohol and I used to drink with Brenda, I should know, okay, Brenda is my trigger. Once I see Brenda, I remember, okay, chances are high we will go and drink.
Yeah.
So I avoid Brenda because I want to have a sustainable recovery process. You see, you being, just by virtue of you being self-aware and knowing that this is your trigger, it can help you achieve your goal of attaining sustainable recovery. Yeah. So you see, self-awareness it has a connection, yes, and the connection can be both positive and it can be negative. Positive in the sense that you will know what to change, the aspects in your life that you'd love to change. You can know, okay, these are my triggers and this is what I'm supposed to do, this is not what I'm supposed to do. And this other side, the negative side, you can be overly self-aware and in the long run you develop a disorder, mental disorder, which makes you mentally unhealthy.
Okay, I really love that explanation you've given. It's very clear so that people know. Yeah, people understand. Some of these topics that seem like a life skill topic, eventually they end up to a mental health issue. Yeah? I don't know if that makes sense. But I see mental illness at the extreme end of mental health, yeah, where things are now bad and your life has been affected. But it starts from a point of life skills, of self-awareness, yeah? Because sometimes if you don't take care of the tiny things, the little things, the things that don't seem serious, it eventually turns into something which is serious and blows up, and it affects your life in a very, very significant way.
Yeah. What I can add there, Brenda, you know what you've said is very important because it starts from these basic life skills that we tend to ignore. We tend to just pick them as things that you're supposed to either study in school or for other people, not ourselves. Because you see, like being self-aware, it's really important because, you know, everyone has a vision, right?
Yeah.
You want to be somewhere in life. You want to achieve certain things in life. And without being self-aware or aware of the things that you want to achieve, will you really achieve them?
No.
Yeah. So I think self-awareness, it's the first step to personal development. If you want to develop yourself in a positive way, you need to be self-aware. It helps you even in your relationships. You know, okay, this is what I want, this is what I desire, this is what I like, so I'll go for it. And you communicate the same. It improves on your communication. Because assuming, Brenda, we are working together, right? And my first impression of you, let's say, was a negative one. I'm like, Brenda likes speaking things that don't belong to her. And maybe on the first day of me meeting you, just picked a bottle of water and drank from it, and the bottle was mine. So for me, I'll be like, Brenda doesn't respect other people's belongings, right? But if I am aware that this is what I don't like, I will communicate to Brenda. Brenda, next time you drink from my bottle, kindly just ask before
you take it. Yeah.
So you see, even in your communication, it improves your communication. It improves your relationships because chances are high. With the first scenario, I'll be like, no, I don't like Brenda. Her behavior is bad. But with the second scenario, I'd be like, okay, Brenda, this is what I like. This is what you like. We respect each other. Because even you will know, she doesn't like people taking her stuff. So next time I want something from her, I'd rather ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's very nice that you've brought that point of self-awareness being able to help you in your communication and even in your relationships. You know, one of the most pointed out factors in relationship that brings about conflict is poor communication, you know?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't know how, you have all these feelings, you know how you are, you have an idea of who you are, but you don't know how to tell it to somebody else. Yeah. And sometimes people don't even understand who they are, so they are not able to communicate to their partner, and it becomes a source of conflict. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about self-awareness, it improves your communication with other people. It improves your relationship with other people, cooperation. It increases your productivity. Because once you know this is how this person likes to be treated, this is what this person likes, you understand.
I understand. Yeah, because if people want to cooperate with you, they will go according to what you like.
Yes.
You know, and even you will cooperate with yourself. Let me just give an example of myself. I'm not a morning person, you know. So when I have tasks that will require a lot of brain power, things that will need me to think deeply about them, I will not do them in the morning. If I do them in the morning, I'll make mistakes. Yeah. And the days which I go against my rule and do them in the morning, the next time I'm looking at that task, I see very silly mistakes because I'm not a morning person, you know. That's not the time I am my best. My brain is working at its best. So I cooperate with myself. When I have heavy tasks, I schedule them in the afternoon, at night. That's when I am most productive, like you're saying, and I'm able to do a good job.
True.
Yeah.
And you see, just by virtue of being self-aware, it helps you avoid mistakes. It helps you perform your jobs and duties or work or your tasks better. It helps you know how to manage your time. You know, okay, in the morning, this is what I'll do. In the evening, this is what I'll do.
Yeah.
So it's really important for everyone to be self-aware. And it's not, once again, it's not static, it's dynamic. It's a process.
It's a process.
Yeah, you get to know as each day goes by. Okay. You even get to know yourself through other people.
True. Yeah. People might point out things about you that you did not know about yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I talked about, the blind self.
Yeah.
You totally don't understand why Brenda keeps on saying, I'm not a good listener. But it's only Brenda who listens.
Yeah.
When I talk, you listen.
Yeah.
So if you give me feedback that I don't listen, it improves me by making me more self-aware that, hey, anyway, why did Brenda tell me I don't listen? I'm not a good listener.
Oh, yeah. Then you go and figure it out and make adjustments where it's necessary.
It even gives you avenues to improve yourself.
True.
Because once you give me a valid feedback, because it's your objective feedback of me.
Yeah.
If I take it, I'm like, okay, so this is how I have been. Now I am aware that my peers take me not to be a good listener. So how can I improve? What can I do?
Yeah.
Brenda, what do you think I can do what makes you feel that I am not a good listener? Oh, because every time I talk or every time I speak, you keep on interjecting. So I'm like, oh, okay. So if I interject, I won't be able to get her full point.
Exactly.
So the correct thing to do is I listen. I keep quiet. I wait for her to finish. Then I ask or I state or I comment whatever I wanted to comment. Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I think now we may come to a conclusion, but this topic is so broad. We are just scratching the surface here. Maybe we can have another session where we discuss it deeper. But
I think the aspect of self-awareness, it stems from the self-concept. Because you see, when you it's just a component of their aspect, like the ideal self, what you'd like to be, self-esteem, how you feel about yourself, self-worth, the value you place on yourself. So I just feel it's like an aspect that you just tackle of who you truly are. Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you one very controversial question. I hope I don't throw you off too much.
Maybe you'll get me to be more self-aware.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, is there an age group that needs to really focus a lot on self-awareness more than another age group? I'm returning you to the developmental psychology class. So would you say, is there an age group that needs to be more self-aware, needs to be more interested in self-awareness than another age group?
Actually, I don't think I can put it as a comparison per se. Because we have the infant to toddler to small children who don't really know, because they have a long way to go. Like you can't say a 7-year-old has everything figured out. Like this is
me.
Who I am. Because for example, as a child, you can start off as saying, "Oh, my favorite color is pink." When you become a teenager, you're like, "No, I love green." Then you're like a young adult, you're like, no, I think black is more classy. So you see, these are things about you that, yes, you are aware of, but they're not constant.
Okay.
And it's not like the one who is a young adult, that information would be more beneficial than to this preschool child who thinks pink is the color. Because the information is equally important. The preschooler will be like, no, I want a pink bike, a pink pencil, a pink. It's influencing the decisions in her life. The same thing to a young adult. They're like, no, I want a black Mercedes Benz, I want a black, you get.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I don't really think self-awareness is more beneficial to a certain age than another age group.
Okay.
Because even to infants and toddlers, they don't know much. All they know is their motor skills and like their brain capacity is not that developed to even know that this should be what I'm striving to achieve.
Okay, all right. I think that answers it very well. So as long as someone has developed the brain capacity to understand things about themselves, they should be interested in self-awareness.
Yeah, and again, you see, it's a process.
Yeah.
It's not a destination. It's not like now I'm working towards being more self-aware. Yeah, you'll forever be working.
Yeah, okay.
Because you'll forever discover things about yourself.
Okay.
Because you've not experienced everything in this world.
Yeah.
You think, no, me, I don't like this. Then you experience it. You're like, I really like it.
Okay.
And the converse is true.
Okay. All right. So I think we can end there for now. We'll continue next time in another video or audio, if you want to call it so. Is there anything else you'd like to add, maybe as a conclusion?
As a conclusion, I'll just love to urge Kenyans and everyone, just strive to know who you are, to know what you like. And you see, even in our society, I'm sorry for taking you back.
It's okay.
In our society, we have a tendency. When I ask you, Brenda, how are you? What's your typical response? I'm fine. Right?
Yeah.
And maybe you're just from having a bad day. But we tend to suppress who we really are, what we really feel, how we would really love to behave. Because I think because of the standards and rules and norms set by society, I can't really tell. But I'd just love to urge people to kindly focus more on knowing who you truly are. Just strive to know, have self-knowledge. What do you like? What makes you happy? What makes you angry? How do you want to behave in certain situations, as opposed to this is what I should do. But not to say that you're not supposed to follow rules and regulations. No. It's just more of understanding yourself from your own perspective. So my parting shot is just let's all strive to be self-aware.
Okay, I think that's such a powerful parting shot. It's so powerful because I feel in our society, in Kenya, I don't even have the right words. Since we lack this level of self-awareness, that's why you will find people doing certain things, doing things which they don't even agree with. Yeah. Then when they're in a very compromising situation, they start to blame the person who brought it to the light,
Yes, it's so true, and it's happening so much in our society.
Yeah.
Especially to us parents.
Yeah.
I think we should let our children be and let our children explore who they truly are. For example, this thing of choosing courses for children. You're better off giving your child options from a tender age from the time you're buying toys for your children. Yeah, I know you want your child to be a doctor, but at the same time, expose your child to other things, other interests. Because maybe you may condition your child to be a doctor, then they grow up to realize, oh my God, I love singing.
Yeah.
This is not what I want to do.
Yeah.
Then we have life crisis.
Yeah. 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 Anyway, I know we can go on and on and on and not even finish this conversation today, but I guess we can come back to it later. But as now, I'll let us end there so that you don't forget what we said at the beginning. Yeah, and I just want to say, Barbara, thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for creating the time. Thank you for making the effort. I believe this video will go out to help so many people and change lives. And I really appreciate you for doing this.
Even me, I thank you so much for giving me such an opportunity. Thank you so much for believing in me. Be blessed.
Bless you too. So thank you, my subscribers, those who watched this video. Make sure you watch the other videos on this channel. There are videos to help you find a better way to navigate through life. There are videos to educate you on issues of mental health. And thank you for watching to the end. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.